Now he's just sitting right next to me, staring at me. Like formulating a plan for when I die.
Yeah, he's plotting your goddamn death.
I'm gonna eat that guy.
Right.
Just need to get a little bigger.
Right.
They're
As he
pumped
passes
with iron.
out from his sleep apnea, I'm gonna fucking chew on his gizzard.
Oh, why's gotta be
Pumped
sleep
with
passes
iron.
out from his
You
sleep.
are a weird man.
Oh,
Usually I am. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're back here in business.
What are you, a
Tonight.
lounge singer? Just need
On
to
the
get a
Red
little
Eye
bigger.
Report, Bleeding Gums Murphy. Tonight on the Red Eye Report, we're going to talk about nepotism in Hollywood.
hey, this your punk ass friend, bro.
What?
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
What?
What a great name.
Why?
It's from The
Because we
Simpsons.
blame our show's failures on our mediocre parents.
No, I don't. White people do. I
With
don't.
us, with us as
You didn't
always,
find me at fucking Ashton Martin, Dad.
we got ourselves a media mogul mystic who got his career in broadcasting not because of who his father knows, but how his father knows to give the executive producer a handy. Interlocking fingers. And this-
Sounds like a secret technique you try to market.
yeah,
Sounds like-
right?
Is that your move? Like Seinfeld?
Then we have Teddy, whose only form of nepotism is getting into Disney World for free with his in-laws every year.
That's a pretty good nepotism.
Well, take it. Next to him is Oracle, whose father spoke English, which is how he got a major in English.
You are so obsessed with that.
Total easy
Oh
street.
my
This is the
God.
laziest
He
intro
is,
I've
really
ever
is.
It
bro.
is.
Like, what is it?
And I'm no knowing ashtray. I got my job on this podcast only because for years the boys have been banging my mom. And this is the Red Eye Report.
Damn, you should have had Dad who spoke English so you could be the English major.
Yeah, I know, right?
just
Should have had a dad who didn't smoke crack.
just throw my
Holy shit.
boy a bone. Let him on the
All right.
show.
Yeah, right.
Pause
Thanks.
for the
Thanks,
cause
guys.
before he gets
Thanks,
those little
guys.
rants.
Yep. All right.
Pause for
I'm
the
totally-
cause. Our
Raise
weekly
your bowls, your
segment
joints, your blunts, or your bags,
for
gentlemen.
the Dane County Humane Society.
Yeah, right. Yes. Every puff sends a little bit of good karma
what's that-
to the
What's
Dane
that
County.
strawberry beer you're drinking? I know the name of it. I can't read.
Abita.
Abita, yes, that's what it is. Yeah, we had that on tap.
Fucking
From New
great,
Orleans.
man. You have this on tap?
Yeah. We had it on tap at the store at the restaurant. Yeah,
It's really good.
From New
we
Orleans.
switched it out for I believe it was Jackalope Lovebird. We switched it out for, which is also another
Fuck that
strawberry
Jackalope.
wheat beer, but
Goddamn nepotism.
Stephanie likes to drink that.
So
Ashtray, just go.
I don't know much about Hollywood nepotism. Never thought about it really, but apparently some black guy named Franklin Leonard was like pointed out this fact that this, okay, mind you, it is a short film, but it just happens to be that this film coming out, it stars Hopper Penn, who's Sean Penn's son, and it's going to be directed by Destry Spielberg, Steven Spielberg's daughter, and it's written by Stephen King's son, Owen King. And he got into a Twitter kerfuffle. This is how Twitter makes news. And ladies and gentlemen, this is complete bullshit episode for Mashtray here because he didn't really know what else to talk about other than this absurd feedback loop between the media and Twitter.
I know you could have done Christmas, you fucking selfish bitch.
We've done like 2-3 Christmas episodes.
You can
In
never
the-
do enough Christmas episodes.
Honor of Christ.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Jesus Murphy have
No, fuck Jesus, just a Christmas episode.
not Jesus Murphy though. He's a good one. Anyways, so Ben Stiller was all like coming out and like, well, it's not like who you know, but it's like, if you don't have talent, you're not gonna last. Blah blah blah. And it's like everybody's like, okay, Ben Stiller, oh, not like you didn't have any fucking family members in Hollywood. So, just got me thinking, well, just looked into who, as you have this loop going here, all these fucking different people who were famous in Hollywood, and partly because, oh, well, yeah. So, like, George Clooney got his aunt, it's Rosemary Clooney. Fucking couldn't be any of his talent. And then you got the whole cast of girls, which I didn't realize was like they were all rich friends. Leah Dunham, who was like, oh, you know, good for her. She's this weird, awkward looking woman, making this show about young women dating in New York or whatever, showing her naked, awkward body. And it's like, she wasn't just some random naked, awkward woman in New York. She was the daughter of some rich motherfucker, like a playwright and like some other art dealer or something. And her friend, oh yeah, her friend Allison Williams is the daughter of Brian Williams, the news anchor. How convenient. And then, the other girl was, my best friend since grade school, who's the daughter of the drummer from Bad Company. So it's like, yeah, when you got rich parents, makes it a little easier.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's kind of like the lemonade stand of the Hollywood cabal. You know,
but
it's
shit like that has been going on in Hollywood for a very long time, dude.
Right. And that's the thing
You
is,
mean
like,
for white people forever.
Look at Jamie Lee Curtis.
yep.
You know, or
Well,
like, fucking
like Teddy's right.
Jason
like for
Reitman
white
just
people
directed
forever.
the new Ghostbusters.
Um,
Only because his fucking dad directed the first one.
Teddy,
You know what I mean? Like, that dude he wouldn't be directing Ghostbusters. You fucking
Right.
kidding me? He'd be directing a Geico commercial or
well,
some
the
shit.
thing though, even with that, it's like they're right up with it. As far as like, yep, kind of like keeping honoring the family thing. That's kind of part of their whole marketing. It's some of the videos because
Sofia
of this.
Coppola? Sorry, I'm just
Yep.
thinking about it.
Well, that's the thing of the so move along to famous Hollywood families. The Coppolas were
The Menendez
so
brothers?
they were a big family tree. So Francis Ford Coppola from the 70s, he directed Godfather,
Godfather, bro.
Apocalypse Now, other
Do you really
movies.
have to say? Do you really have to say? Just go on. We know.
I mean,
Um,
really, we know what movie he did.
So I didn't realize that his nephew was Nick Cage.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, really?
Fucking know that. Yeah.
Isn't his sister is Talia Shire too? Isn't she?
Yep. Oh yeah. Frances Talia Shire is award-winning nominated actress, and her son Jason Schwartzman. August was a prominent film academic executive. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah. So yeah, that was August. Cage was Nick Cage's father.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna mail these guys pipe bombs or what are we doing?
Moving along. Nah,
Like,
we're just
mail
gonna
'em
point
shit?
out
We're
some
mailing
of
him
shit.
poop.
the connections.
To
We'll
mail
make it
them
a
shit.
shirt. We got the Barrymores.
Mail 'em shit.
Fucking Barrymores go back way the
Barrymores?
fuck
Yeah.
back.
So that big forehead came
1872.
from a family of rich motherfuckers.
1874.
Damn,
What's that?
1874.
1874. Yeah.
What did they do in film in 1874?
Maurice Barrymore moved from England to New York City, and he made his Broadway debut along Georgian Drew, herself the daughter of an acting family. They married in 1876, and they had 3 children: Lionel, Ethel, and John Barrymore. Anyways, they all went on to star into their own shit and direct stuff. Moving along to it's like let's see here. Someone directed. Oh yeah, Lionel Barrymore directed It's a Wonderful Life, and Key Largo. Always get you.
Montego.
Malago. Ooh, I wanna. Anyways, then their career. Okay, they've gone on to, let's see here, plenty of other people whose names I can't read here. It's so dark. Drew Barrymore is basically the carrying on that legacy, and we all know how that's going.
Yeah, she's
Well, she
doing
has-
green screen commercials for Hy-Vee and Madison.
Fucking Hy-Vee green screen commercials, yeah, and she's got a
Well, she also has her
daytime
own
show,
talk show.
right? Yeah, got a daytime
Woo!
talk show.
So
How
did Chevy
fucking
Chase.
easy.
What am I
Look,
supposed
I'm
to do?
just
Bow
look,
down
I'm just
to
saying she's got a
everyone?
goddamn talk show. Calm down. I mean, shit, she's got a talk show.
Teddy.
Yeah,
fuck.
right. More than Mystic.
Oh yeah,
There's
way
more talk
than
shows
me.
than fucking you got, motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah, right.
That
You
is
just got the red
one
eye.
more talk show than I have. You are correct.
Okay, so here's the real question here. Do these people, do you think that there's some kind of an initiation like party, possibly like a big sex party that has
No,
to
you
happen?
gotta eat half a newborn baby, but my family,
Right.
my
Fucking,
family didn't want to do it, so we.
Like
we're
what
not rich
movie
or
was
anything.
that? That was fucking like that. It was Kubrick's last Eyes Wide Shut.
Right.
You know, I've never
Fucking-
seen that actually.
It's horrible.
Is it like basically a bunch of rich people having a weird
Nicole
kind
Kidman and
of
Tom Cruise having an
it's
orgy.
cultural
It's Stanley
orgy?
Kubrick going, I could do whatever the fuck I want because I'm old and I'm Stanley Kubrick.
Right. And what was that, like 1999, 2000?
Something like that, yeah.
Mm.
Late 90s.
Fucking lame.
Anywho, but I mean, so the point I want to make though is this isn't like, this is kind of like being the member of a secret society type of shit in anything. You know what I mean? Politics, fucking
Right.
anything like that. If you're a member of fucking Skull and
Organized
Bones,
crime, you know, like
well, no, I'm just
Um,
saying if you have the connections, you're going to succeed more. You're going to have the chance to succeed
yeah.
more than anybody else, and maybe they are good enough to do what they do, but maybe that's stopping somebody who didn't have the chance. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And now,
yeah,
of course, then we get into the whole fucking affirmative action argument. You know what I mean?
No,
That's
he's-
the whole
he-
point of affirmative action.
well, the thing is,
Is to stop
so like,
nepotism and shit like that, or stop racism. I
No,
suppose.
stop
Well-
racism, not nepotism.
yeah, not nepotism. The thing is,
same
though,
concept, Teddy.
um,
White people gonna do white people shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
the
you are.
well, the thing is, like, Mystic's
are,
right
Jesus.
though, in the sense that nepotism runs in essentially any industry. Like, think about some of these, contracting companies that, Findorf, Stevens
Yeah,
Construction
exactly.
here in the area. Like, I'm sure you got the
That's what you
same kind of like they got those names, but their boards are slapped on every new big building
Exactly,
going
yeah,
up.
because they got the fucking connections with the.
Well, they've been around that family name and stuff, and it's like I'm sure all the top execs there are also like they were fucking related, stuff
Right.
like
went to
that.
school with him. Oh, I went to school with that guy.
Yeah, right. Get
Can
your
you-
foot in the door, and it kind of boils down
Man,
to
that
like,
dude raped a cheerleader behind the bleachers one time.
yeah, you get you get your foot in the door, but you still have to do the work.
Can
Like, if
you
you can't-
think of a director? I guess I'm not really hip on directors, but can you think of a director or a prominent movie person that was kind of like a rags to riches story where they didn't have any of this help?
Tyler Perry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
Tyler Perry, Robert
Like, they're-
Rodriguez.
that's the
Quentin
thing. Is like
Tarantino.
Tyler Perry is a good example of like where, yeah, you could argue like,
Sleeping in a
oh
car, now
yeah,
he
yeah,
owns a
like
fucking movie
a
studio.
certain nepotism, but he just basically built his own studio. So it's like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Tyler Perry isn't doing anything that white people ain't been doing for fucking 200
well,
years.
exactly.
You
So
know
it's
what
like,
I'm saying? Like he's
Right.
hiring
Right, but
people
not
that
but
look
the,
like
the,
him.
but the point was without nepotism is what I'm saying.
the
Who,
well, the thing
Tyler
is,
Perry?
Yeah.
he didn't get to where he
I
is
bet
with
you there's a level of nepotism going on there.
where today, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but he
but
okay.
in
The
his-
question he
in
asked was,
starting,
did he think
yeah.
of anybody who got where yeah, right when he
Right.
started.
Oh yeah,
related.
no, I agree with you,
Right.
Teddy. He got to where he is by fucking working hard. He wasn't handed anything.
Right.
Right.
My point being though is that you're saying like rag to riches, but it's Tyler Perry is an example of essentially like a new root
Let's make an exception for the
system.
black guy. It's cool. Yeah. Okay, go.
No, I'm
Go
not.
ahead.
No,
Go,
making
go explain it. Go ahead. That's
exception.
cool. Let's go. Go ahead and explain it.
Let
No,
me-
no, it's he did it by on himself, and he did it good. It's not nepotism, but
No.
but at the same time, go ahead. Explain yourself. It's cool. Go ahead. No, just let's make exception for the black man. It's cool. Go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead. You good.
Can I
I'm
go
here,
ahead?
all ears. Yeah. Sure.
I'm waiting
Go
for you to let me.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Tyler
ahead. Go ahead.
Perry, because he built that empire to where he's at, and he built his own movie studio. Like
By himself.
he can create a whole new root system. Sure, you may call it nepotism, but it's going to be all of his family, friends.
You goddamn right. Black
everybody
people, we
he
get to
made
catch
that
up.
empire with
It's not a
are
bad
going to
thing.
have
We
their
make
own
it.
connections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are
And
there.
so it is like that is a way to get more diversity in
When
the
you
area.
get into the club, you don't get out of the club. Who
Unless
does
you're
that? You know what I
Juicy
mean?
Smollett.
Yeah,
make
well,
some
he's just a
dumb
dumbass.
mistake. Yeah. But the point being though is like
These guys are all assholes.
Like, look at fucking. Here's a
Pat,
perfect
do you
example.
think that's a bad thing?
Here's a perfect example. Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow and Seth fucking Rogen. It basically, from Freaks and Geeks, became what they became by fucking hiring their friends. You know what I'm saying? That is that's nepotism. But it works. They're all talented. You know, there's a reason that they work together. And I'm not saying that it's bad. Now, hiring your family just because they're your family is fucking retarded.
No,
you know what I mean? Like that's I don't. It doesn't make sense.
Well, the thing is, I think Apatow comes from you know, a Hollywood family.
It was 13 of those motherfuckers. He put them all on.
Yeah, I know that was dumb.
It wasn't dumb. Living Color was a great show.
Yeah, there was like 4 funny ones, dude. And then
fuck you, Whitey.
Nah, I don't know. Fuck you. Allowed to have an opinion of black people.
You are allowed to have an opinion. I'm allowed to call it racist. So America. Let's go.
Anyway,
move on.
All right.
We got the Wayans family.
Then we go to the Wayans family.
I'm just excited he had a black family on the goddamn and it's goddamn fucking ready for me. Bring it on, bro.
Well, they're just saying, like, as far as Hollywood families that have like a lot of people, a lot of family members who are all part of, like, they write, produce, direct all these shows and films. You got Keeman, Damon, Kim, Sean, Marlon, Wayne, Nadia, Elvira, Deidre, and Vonnie. They like In Living Color, which they basically helped spark the careers for J-Lo, Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx, Rosie Perez, yada yada.
And that's about it.
Well, they also have the thing is, you can't if you think about just if you want to talk about making jobs, think of how many the scary movies they've made now. Like probably 14. That's a lot.
Jim Carrey came out and said he came out and said he's like I've tried everything and it's like if I would have a career if it wasn't for black people. He's like they gave me a chance. Like they didn't like white people didn't understand his comedy and shit and wouldn't put him on shows and things. But Keenan Ivory Wayans did, and that's how he and it made him. Look, he's fucking funny as shit on that fucking show. Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh yeah, wasn't that wasn't In Living Color? Was like Ride the Snake. Remember that?
No,
obviously not.
Do not ride the snake. Yo.
Fine, you fuckers.
You can ride your own snake.
Travis remembers. See, I ain't seen any comments. Fuck, Travis ain't here to back me up. Anyways, moving along to the Douglases. Fucking Kirk Douglas. Fucking spearing squids in the eyes and the singing fucking little ukulele banjo songs and the
ashtray. How fucking drunk are you?
I'm pretty drunk. I'm pretty drunk. So the Douglas family got Michael Douglas and other people.
They're related, yes.
Wow.
Ashtray's a little fucked up.
Are you pretty toasted? Wow.
Yep. Little that
he's hammered.
Okay, so I can see
I'll drink with you, buddy.
How this nepotism pre-YouTube, pre-internet, like stuff, people being able to release shit independently or whatever. I wonder.
You also had like The Warner Brothers.
How that's affected that landscape. Like, you know.
Well, I think it's you can't say it. It's definitely opened. I'm sure YouTube and stuff has opened doors for, in a sense, it's like if it gets like, one of those things that goes viral, even if it, like, sure, it meets certain criteria of being like, it's kind of catchy or whatever this artist, has got the look too, blah, blah, blah. Like it definitely gives more. I mean, you can't deny the fact that artists in general, because Hollywood is just the factory of the artistic side of culture, film and music, and thanks for those fart noises.
So, Mystic, didn't you post something, or this was a while ago? I think it was your What Sexy fucking like a millennia ago, but it was like a Batman, like independent, like the dude made his own. Batman fucking short type thing.
He also did that Punisher one too.
Do you know if anything ever happened to that dude?
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know if he got anything big, but I mean,
there's been like
one dude,
the
dude that directed the remake of The Evil Dead a few years ago.
Yeah,
that dude got his job because he made an 8-minute short on YouTube, like did all the effects and everything himself, like of this alien invasion. And fucking somebody saw it, like fucking Sam Raimi saw it and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna let you direct a $60 million fucking movie."
Wow. Yeah, that's
There's
like a
right?
Cinderella
like what the fuck,
story,
man?
right?
One of my favorite nerdy fan moments is if you watch the show Bob's Burgers, it's big on puns, and he has a burger of the day that's a pun burger. And some dedicated fan watched the shows and tried to recreate the burgers. The creators of the show found out about it, so they hooked up with the guy who got the names of the burgers and everything else, and hooked up with his recipes, and hooked him up with a real chef, and came out with a cookbook of Bob's Burgers. It tells you the episode, the burgers, and fucking it gives you instructions on how to make the burger. So yeah.
Told my kids I wanted that for Christmas.
Oh, I have it. I'll send it to you.
They also on that show, they did that one episode where they all did it. All these artists sent in different artistic
it was like a minute long.
drawings.
It was like a minute long clip from like 30 different artists. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was fucking awesome.
Word. And don't forget about the fucking Martin Sheen's boys. Fucking Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, Raymond Estevez, and Renee Estevez. And then, we all know what happened to old Charlie.
Is Emilio Estevez still alive?
He got kicked off of he was gonna be in the fucking remake or like the new version of the Mighty Ducks or whatever.
Yeah, the Mighty Ducks, yeah.
And he refused to get vaccinated, so they fucking replaced him. Yeah, it's like, dude, are you serious, man? For that much money, what else you got going on, Emilio?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I could see if like you're working all the time, and you're like, fuck it. But
yeah, I know. It's fucking milking royalties probably off of that.
Off of the Mighty Ducks, probably.
Right.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, exactly.
Or fucking Young Guns.
Mighty Ducks. Is that is that on the Disney Plus vein?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean Disney owns them, so.
Wow, and like fuck, Charlie Sheen.
It's crazy, but it's crazy that that movie spawned a fucking.
That entire franchise, the entire hockey team.
Yeah, but it also spawned a franchise.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Air Bud.
Yeah, you remember Air Bud? It was like a dog that played basketball for some shit. Yeah. I think there's like
the
4
same
or 5
type of franchise.
Stupid, ridiculous.
We're talking an actual NHL.
An actual NFL. Yeah, after the Mighty Ducks, they actually came out with a fucking NHL franchise called the Ducks.
Yeah, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, and they've won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
We're
getting off track here.
No thanks to Charlie Sheen.
Mind blown.
Charlie Sheen, fucking. He was getting up to like $1.8 million an episode, and what's that called?
Really? And 2.5 Men? He was making that much?
Oh yeah, And
Damn.
that's
Holy
like when he
fuck.
kind of just like went like.
I mean, I knew that show was big, but I didn't know it was that big.
That big, yeah.
Yeah, it was like I think it's bigger than Big Bang Theory.
Well, yeah, because they were all only making $1 million.
And
I mean, there was more of them.
well, it was like Charlie Sheen had his God, what was he was like bang? Oh yeah, he was like into porn stars. He was banging porn stars.
Yeah.
And kind of
No,
just
he was
openly
just
being
a
like,
drunk dude. He didn't give a fuck.
drunk, doing
Yeah.
cocaine, like
The best. That's the best, man. That's like Russell Crowe. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
just don't give a fuck. I'll get fat.
I've watched
don't give
reruns
a
of that
fuck.
show
The
just
thing
to see
is
if I can
though,
tell
it
when
really
he's drunk.
Still
sucks
gonna
for the
put me in your
people who
movie.
are working on the when you're like you're there working on the episode and it's like you can't start filming the scene because Charlie isn't here yet.
Yeah, Charlie's
It's
doing.
like, come
coke
on,
off a
Charlie,
hooker.
and it's like, yep, fucking
Somewhere.
Charlie's late again. We're all ready. It's like fucking hour and 45 minutes behind time schedule.
He's the Axl Rose of television.
Yeah, and they basically had to. Didn't they kind of have to like force him out, his character out, and they somehow brought.
Yeah, they replaced him with Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher, yeah. And it's like
Yeah.
I never, I've seen
I've
a
never
few
seen that
episodes,
show
but
at all.
it's just it
I've
was
seen-
always
I've
so
seen
bad.
I've seen a few episodes after all this shit happened when he let him go. I've seen like a couple with Ashton Kutcher, which were horrible. But the other ones with him in it, the show's still a horrible show. I don't like the kind of comedy. But it was like I was like, is he drunk now? Is he drunk? Is he on coke? Did he murder a hooker? That's the only reason I watched those episodes. I was like, never mind. And then I
The
switched back
only
to some
one.
cartoon or something. Is he drunk? Is there a passed out hooker OD or heroin in the green room?
Well, and it's just kind of that they're all that simple, like kind of shitty sitcom formula. But whatever.
Nepotism
It's probably-
sucks, but I mean, people like folks have been putting their families on for
Alright.
years, like Sanford and Son. I mean, you always want your kids to do better. So I mean, like I'm gonna leave my son a bunch of stuff. You
Heck
know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna get him into some prominent position. He's not gonna get anything like that. But
Yeah. He ain't gonna
everybody wants to leave
be.
their kid.
He
Everybody
ain't
wants to
gonna
leave their
be
kid better off.
associate bar manager. Not in my watch.
Not on my watch, goddammit.
But now I managed to milk that fucking bullshit episode, ladies and gentlemen, for 30 minutes.
Jesus
See
Christ.
it? Thank you, guys, boys, for your help chiming in there and catching me when I was really fucking baked off of that Keef.
You're not.
We're gonna move
you're
along to
baked
our
off
what
Keith,
sexy
you're
section.
Drunk. You're fucking.
And Oracle got the Arcane.
Arcane. Have you guys seen any Arcane on Netflix?
I watched it. Dude, it's fucking awesome. They actually animated it inside of
Is that based
of
off
the game engine.
some game or something?
Yeah, off of League of
League of
Legends.
Legends, yeah.
It's fucking badass. It's a badass fucking show.
Yeah. The fact
If
that
you don't
they-
know
they
anything about League of
animated it
Legends,
inside
can
of
you
a game
get in
engine
it?
blew my fucking mind.
I know nothing about League of Legends.
I don't either. No, I know nothing about the game either. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's a quality show. The animation is really cool. Looks great. Awesome story. So this has to go down. I know, Teddy, we were talking about like video game adaptations to the screen or whatever.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be my next show after Mystic Show. It's
The
gonna be my show.
Rock and
My top.
Doom.
I wonder
Best
what actual.
performance ever.
I wonder what actual
We'll
League
get
of
we'll
Legends
get to my show
fans
here in a
think
little
of
bit.
it.
Yeah.
I think they fucking love it.
Let's say, did it follow the comic for him?
I doubt it.
I mean, it's
Yeah. 'cause-
after it's kind of like a prequel to the game, like how things came about. Apparently, from what I've read about it, I've never played the game. It's a multiplayer online battle. It's a MOBA game, multiplayer online battle arena game,
Mhm.
So is it kind of like fucking Warcraft?
like Brawlhalla or
something
Smite
like that.
or
Yeah.
it's Warcraft, but you're fighting against other people, sort of. But
Okay.
but yeah, but after the show came out, these characters that are in the game are actually characters you can pick in, and the characters in the show are actually characters you can pick in the game. And so after the show came out and it released in three episode segments, right, Right, Oracle?
I don't know. I've just picked it up
Yeah,
now,
'cause,
so they were released.
Yeah, it was. I remember having to wait. It was 3 episodes, and you had to wait for the other 3 to come
Very
out,
pretty.
and now you got to wait for the other 3 to come out.
Mhm.
and after as the episodes progressed and things like those characters got picked more in the game.
Oh
So
yeah,
that was pretty cool.
definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fucking awesome. And
It's
with
awesome.
a MOBA, you're not going to be able to. It isn't like a character driven type game.
Right, yeah.
Like it's more
Yeah.
about stats or whatever. So this is like a really cool new layer to that universe or whatever. And I think
They
maybe that's
also-
why it's so good, because they had League of Legends has been around for, I don't know, like fucking 15 years or something like that.
Right.
And they had all of this kind of background lore or whatever,
yeah.
and it's just
Good.
kind of like a fucking sandbox for them to build a fantastic show out of it. It's really good.
So, Oracle, I don't know if you noticed in like the first couple of episodes, this is one of like I think they were touting it as the first show to be like animated inside of a game engine. The animation is done by a French company which starts with an M. But it's so in some of the scenes you see like it's kind of like a video game thing where the screen just goes up, the camera goes up for some reason.
Mhm.
It happened like the first, second episode before they got it right.
Yeah.
And it was just it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Pretty fucking cool. That's all I got.
Word. All right. Moving on next to Mystic Knight Rider.
Knight Rider, baby, the original. It's on Netflix.
Really?
Google.
I forgot how
You didn't put a
lame that
link.
show is. No, I didn't. But like, Knight Rider is perfect if you want to just if you're blasted one night and you just put in Knight Rider, dude. Like, just laughing your ass off, because like that shit so bad.
With the
I cannot
the
believe
Hoff.
people watch this shit.
It was the 80s, bro. The 80s. That
Yeah,
shit was just like
yeah,
I remember
Knight
playing
Rider
Knight Rider on Nintendo. When I got the Knight Rider Nintendo game, I was
NBC classic.
it was so fucking awesome.
Yeah, like what was the backstory of Knight Rider? Like, did he
Michael,
did the
it was
Hoff?
Michael Knight. It was Michael Knight. He had a fucking talking car. He had a watch. He can call Kit whenever he wanted. Had flashing buttons. Kit was the voice of the principal from fucking, or the teacher from Boy Meets World. You know.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
my
how did
wife freaked
he
out
make
about
the
that?
car?
She's like, "What? I know that voice." I'm like, yeah, he was the principal in Boy Meets World. She's like,
Boy Meets
"Yeah,
World."
what? I'm like, yeah, he was Kit before he fucking ever did that.
Yeah,
shit.
that's what he did before he fucking
Oh,
did Boy
shit.
Meets World.
Yeah.
I've
So
actually never
he
seen
was
the show.
he was
Knight Rider.
like a criminal type dude.
Get
I
the
think,
fuck out!
and
Really?
like some rich benefactor dude, like basically fucking like turned him into like Batman, but with a weird fucking Trans Am
An awesome
So-
weird Trans Am.
and like shitty equipment.
Was
Yeah,
the
it was
car?
It was like Costco Batman.
Wait, was he talking through the car? Or was the car an AI, artificial
The car was an
intelligence?
car
AI.
was
It was
an
an AI
AI.
car.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. AI.
Remember that show that came out in the early 2000s about like Viper, like the Viper car, and it was like the
Oh,
same
yeah, the
'cause
Dodge
fucking
Dodge
thing.
Viper.
Viper came out. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that shit.
It was like
it did like 3
it
seasons
kind
and
of
it got
was
canceled.
a knockoff.
Well, they
Of Knight
remade
Rider.
Knight Rider
Oh, they
Yeah,
did.
they
in
came
like
yeah,
2010 or some shit.
yeah.
and nobody cared.
It only lasted like 6 episodes or something.
Yeah. Nobody cared.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
it was just another one of those
Yeah.
try to dry hump an old nostalgia. Moving on next to Teddy, who's blank. What's your sexy Teddy?
My blank is gifts I get from regulars at my restaurant. I've gotten cinnamon buns. I've gotten various things from me and my family. The thing I want to show you how I got here is this bag of popcorn. Okay, you see this shit here? This is not the full bag of popcorn. I've been eating on it the whole show. I'm gonna sit it next to me just so I can see how big this bitch is. But it's yeah, I appreciate the gifts and everything. I appreciate the regulars coming to restaurant job and so
Those
yeah.
are some dedicated fucking regulars, man.
Dude, I've had regulars buy me Titans tickets it was when the Lions came to play the Titans. They knew I was a Lions fan. They knew I hate I root against every Tennessee team. just to be an asshole. And so they brought me fucking tickets. They brought me 2 tickets to take for me and my girl to the fucking game. I didn't want she didn't want to go, so I took K-Mans.
I would never ever buy a server at a restaurant a Christmas present. That's crazy to me.
Well, hey,
So you're not a regular.
They come in there
regular.
but I mean regular. I've never been a regular anywhere. What does that pertain? Like, what does that contain?
Well,
What do you have to do to be a
rapport.
regular?
A lot of the people that come in, I know when they
Come
walk
in
in
at
the
least once
door,
a
I know
week.
their order they're gonna have already. I know the beer they're gonna drink. I know fucking
Yep.
It's a lot of people. They come in, they don't need a menu because I like when they walk in, I put their order in and we sit there and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty much me getting tipped to fucking bullshit.
And
They're just lonely.
And they
white
tip.
people.
I would say
it's not all lonely white people.
Lonely. It's not lonely people. But families come in. I have regulars that are families. I have regulars that are fucking. I mean, I'm in the bottom of an office building for God's sake. So a lot of people come down.
You're all lonely, Teddy.
Fuck
Keep
you.
down with that.
Thank you, everyone.
Whether
This
they're
stick
lonely
doesn't
or
understand
not, though.
human
doesn't have
Merry
family
Christmas.
friends. They don't have
Merry
other
Christmas.
families
Fuck this
they hang
Scrooge,
out with.
motherfucker. Okay.
They come
You know.
out. They come buy presents for the black server at fucking.
No.
Fucking. They don't even know his name.
Then they take
To,
a picture and put it on Twitter. Look at
to
this
back
black
Teddy
guy
up,
that I bought some
this-
popcorn for.
Fucking this
Back your
Sunday's
ashtray.
meat raffle.
Thank you.
This regular, he had a bag, like a tote bag full of
A
mini
regular at a meat
Christmas
raffle. Okay.
at the
Teddy,
ball,
a
regular at the
regular
bar.
a meat raffle.
Oh, we actually have regulars at just the meat raffle too. But he was giving out little Christmas bags full of like candy, like fucking Reese's
Like you.
Pieces, Hershey's Kisses, M&Ms, like all
Okay, to state my point earlier.
Anyways,
y'all made
he gave me
exceptions for
this
fucking-
Christmas bag, and then what happens? Oh, he gets fucking good karma. He won every goddamn round.
Okay, that was nepotism. You let him win every round. Also, and to state my point earlier, when y'all made exceptions for fucking Tyler Perry, it's okay for the white man to have fucking meat
Made
raffle.
exceptions. What are you talking about?
Meat raffle
Okay,
nepotism.
Meat raffle
nepotism.
fucking
No, that was just
fucking
meat
regulars.
raffle
They
karma.
get him gifts and shit. And he wins the meat
It was
raffle.
still luck of the draw. But I'm saying the example was the fact that like regulars, it wasn't just a gift for me only. It was gifts for the like other regulars and the bartenders.
Well, the bag of popcorn was bought for. They bought a bag of popcorn for everybody who worked in the restaurant.
How many
So-
how many people work at the restaurant?
Between 20 and 25.
God damn, they have a fucking dump truck or something?
So that's
That
like,
is a dump truck full of
like
yeah.
$40 worth of popcorn, maybe.
Probably. Popcorn isn't that expensive when you buy a big
No.
bag.
It's the
like,
thought
No,
that
they probably
counts.
made that
Like
shit
6,
themselves
$8.
with the cream of some young guy all over it. You know what I'm saying?
Some-
I got a little extra butter on this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what semen tastes like, Mister.
All right.
I'll have to give you
The
some.
shit out of it.
I'm gonna move along.
Tastes like
I would
butter,
s-
apparently.
Sexy is the old Brother GTX Pro, which just got set up in the last couple days in our shop. New direct-to-garment printer. It's I didn't even operate the old one, but it was just like such a pain in the dick. Like you'd have to like agitate the ink and like so it doesn't solidify, because this has a special titanium oxide ink that
Do you talk about his mom? Do you jack it off? What do you?
you lay basically you gotta rock them the ink things back and forth. You used to have to do with this fucking printer, the old one. This is the new one. Anyways, it looks a lot sexier, and hopefully we'll have sexier results with less fucking user maintenance. That's what they're touting.
Have you tried it
I'm not
yet?
a fan of.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't
And-
operate it,
Do
but
you have any of that popcorn left?
So you just fucking
Sorry,
put a
I'm
t-shirt
hungry.
in there?
oh
Yeah.
yeah. So
Right
well,
now,
we've
yeah,
had
you brought
a
it up.
printer we've had an older version of the Brother GTX 3 that yeah, this is a format called direct to garment printing. It's more expensive per shirt, but you can do as few as like a single shirt, because normal screen printing, the minimum is 24 shirts.
Damn. So you can do
Because
a
you have
single
to-
shirt with this motherfucker.
Yep. Because normally with a screen printer or your traditional screen printing, you got to set this whole
Right.
it hasn't evolved beyond the much beyond the process of a screen. You have to wipe ink through. This is essentially like a 4-color inkjet printer, but it's got the special type of inks that can actually, it'll first lay a layer of white ink, and then it puts CMYK ink over top of it, so you can do a full color image on a T-shirt.
And it doesn't come off in the wash?
No, I mean, it gets heat pressed after that, and there's like a pre-treat solution that goes on. But this is the same process like the red eye shirts that we got through the Amazon fulfillment. They just have like, an industrial scale, but it's the same process.
I wonder what the Chinese that have knocked off the red eye shirts. Remember?
Oh yeah, right.
There are Chinese knockoffs online.
Yeah, would it be great to see one of our shirts in those commercials for poor children or something? Like eventually,
they will sell
when
anything that ain't theirs.
And
they have so many laws about like stealing from like video game crimes in China can get you like literal jail time if you hack a game or steal from a game or do things like that.
Yeah.
But the Chinese will steal anything from anybody else.
Oh, dude, going into a video game shop in China is fucking bizarro world because it's all knockoff shit. It's all like underground.
Yeah, is that basically like going to the knockoff DVDs and movies and stuff?
It's like, if I put this in my Xbox, will it turn into a brick? Can I play this?
Yeah, they have like weird consoles and shit.
Yeah. So hopefully this will be a lot less fucking bullshit maintenance on our part, which also means then it will be less of a, like, I don't want to bother my screen printer with like, hey, can you print these shirts? It's just not quite that easy. That's why it's like, yeah, if you want to come and get one shirt, it's gonna be like $25. But anyways, moving along, fuck what you think time. Oracle. Whoops, I guess all your shit is gone.
Yeah. So in the wonderful world of podcasting, there's this one free platform out there, Anchor FM, which we were on for a little while. And I had some other stuff just kind of parked on there. We're on a different hosting service now, but I have other projects that I've done over the years that, I just want somewhere free that will host the files and whatnot. And I noticed, like, I just went to check some shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's not coming up. Like, I'm not seeing it in the search directory. All of my accounts, or minus like one account, was fucking like non-existent on their platform. So all of those podcast episodes that were being served out to the different platforms, they're not available anymore.
They're just gone?
Yeah, just gone. Now, I have all of the original files, and really these projects. Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, it's more for archiving purposes where I can just put it on the website, host it locally.
But was this also your Endless Beautiful stuff too?
Endless Beautiful stuff, fucking Worm Island stuff, like all this other shit. And it's like
Worm Island. I forgot.
Yeah. So I've got it, but it's just like, what the fuck? Like, all this stuff just disappeared. If that would have happened to the Red Eye Report, I mean, I would have been super fucking pissed off about it because it's a huge pain in the ass. It would be a huge pain in the ass to fucking
re-upload all of
what are we at now? 336 episodes. That takes a long fucking time in order to do that. And no notification, no nothing. But I guess that's what you get for free, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's what you get for free.
But yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? I mean, that's a lot of people, they're saying, when they say like, oh yeah, I want to do a podcast or whatever, I always tell them, it's like, hey, make sure that you fucking own whatever you're doing. Like you have backups, and you're not just doing it on one of these platforms where you create it in that platform and then also post it, because if something happens to that, you're fucked. You don't have any of your shit. So
yeah, it's like those people who poor fuckers who have like a side business page on Facebook, and that's like their only web presence.
Right.
And then Facebook's like, yeah, we're just going to delete your account.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been my entire evening, is putting a player on Endless Beautiful and putting like all the podcast episodes and shit on there. And it's just a huge pain in the ass, but at least I had the stuff. You know, a lot of people, they're like, they could be completely fucked if they had just uploaded it and they didn't have it.
Think how many people are doing like creative stuff, and they're just doing it with a iPad,
right?
You know, and like cloud storage. And
yeah, so back your shit up.
Back your shit up.
It's their fucking fault,
right? Stupid fuck.
Yeah, right. Stupid fuck. Moving along.
Don't get me wrong, I don't wish them any harm, but they should have to suffer that horrific ordeal.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. A story with here in Madison, the Majestic. Apparently, this, I mean, years, I guess, ago, but Skrillex was playing at the Majestic, and must have been early in his career, because his laptop died and he didn't have a full laptop backup.
Wow.
Of his fucking shit. And he was just like,
ones and twos? Really?
That night and two, yeah, it was just like, he was just like, oh, I can't. Yep, no, I can't do the show. And he's like in his hotel room right there in Madison, and I guess they made him come down and apologize to the crowd and explain that, like, I don't have a backup and I can't do the show tonight. These people paid for tickets, because it was like literally that short of a period before the show. It was just like, I can't do it. It's like, what? People are already in here.
Bam.
All right, moving along to Mystic, pretentious douches.
So, all right.
What you eating, Mystic?
I find a lot of cool popcorn.
Cotton candy.
Made me fucking hungry. So, I hate people that's like. So I'm listening to fucking Cattle Decapitation, right? Band. Heavy
Like
as
you do.
fuck. Just
Great
fucking
band,
heavy
by
as
the way.
fuck. But they're all vegans, like fucking, you know, or like vegetarian.
Religious vegans.
Well, no. So I'm listening to them, and it's just heavy as shit. And then like the next song is like this weird, like fucking like background music, like just tonal fucking background, like
Elevator
atmospheric
music?
shit. No, it's like this, whoa, you know, like this fucking gurgling, like demons, blah 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 blah, whatever. And like he just starts talking or like ranting in a British accent.
Aren't those
You're
guys from Southern
California.
California?
Yeah, you're from Anaheim, motherfucker. That's like Madonna when she was like, "Oh, now I'm just British." Dude, come on.
Yeah,
Like if you're doing a
Does she
character, I
marry
get
what's
it.
his face?
Yeah, because she married Guy Ritchie. Like if you're doing a character, I get it. But like, really, man, do
Yeah.
we have to be all dramatic? Like, it's not a good British accent. Like if you wanted a British voice, you should have hired a British dude.
Right.
Fucking do that part in the album, you know, like because it's just like on the eve of the blah blah blah, but like he's like on the eve of the, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't even listen to this anymore.
Yeah.
Like 3 songs in, I can't do it. I had to turn it off. Anyway,
Everything went cock
So
up.
you think that maybe because they're vegan, that's why he decided to go with it?
No. I'm just letting you know the level of
okay.
cocksuckery that we're talking about here.
Actually, by the way, how do you know that they're vegan?
I've seen like some behind the scenes shit.
Oh, okay.
I guess like
He's obviously a fan.
I guess
of
now
cattle
originally
decapitation.
they were all vegetarian and vegan. Like now there's a couple fucking meat eaters in there. But
Oh, a
like
couple meat eaters, yeah.
I'm just telling you, like that's the level of pretentious cocksucker
once
you were
you've
talking
tasted
about.
pussy,
Like,
what the real thing?
you know, they're talented and shit, but like your name's cattle decapitation, dude.
Right.
Like how much more vegan do you have to be? Like how many more times do you have to tell us you're a vegetarian? Cattle decapitation. You know, like come on.
Mr. Feeney.
That's their whole shtick.
Yeah.
Cattles are still being decapitated.
God, I never thought of it that way. I thought of cattle decapitation as being, just this brutal,
It's just some morbid
fucking-
name.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think of it as them. It was like a vegetarian kind of like.
Yeah, it works on two levels, sure. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
I
but
think the funniest.
that's what I mean. Like it's that pretentious, like, we're not fucking. It's like when I used to be a douchebag and tell people that sink room meant fucking it was a metaphor for depression. No, we just had a
It
sink.
was a sink in a room that we would piss in because we were too lazy to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah, so we named our band after it. Fucking
So the
amazing.
I think the funniest rock thing I heard was
How
there was
I
a
got
band that
asked
came out. You remember that song "Come My Lady" whatever? The name of the song was Yeah, right. It was the name of the song was
Yeah,
Butterfly
Sugar
by
Ray.
it was a band called Crazy Town.
Crazy
yeah,
Town.
that's
So-
right.
Yeah.
So that Butterfly song was the song. It was kind of a Linkin Park-ish or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that was the only song like that on their CD. But that was a single they pushed. It was on MTV and everything else. It was in
Yeah, I
movies and
remember it.
shit. But when the CD came out, it was like they were trying to be like rock metal and shit. And
Oh, really?
but really so people bought that. A lot of people bought that CD because of that song Butterfly, but that was the only song on the CD like that. It was all like rah, boom, bada, boom, 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 rah, boom, boom, bada, rah, boom, bada, boom.
Yeah.
The group
That's
is called Crazy Town, and the song's called Butterfly. Look up that CD and you'll see what I'm talking about. But
It's kind of like, well,
I
Sugar
remember-
Ray was like,
it was a
Sugar Ray
bunch
was
of,
kind of a hard,
bunch of white girls who
hard
bought
punk band early.
bought that CD, and they were pissed when they fucking got it. I remember that shit.
Well, that's the way you sell your shit.
I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
I remember
Right.
we were at
Spoon feed them the easy stuff.
Ozfest and they had the Warp Tour at the same place at Somerset. We were walking past this like little punk band that was playing like the third stage of the Warp Tour, and they had this fucking sign that just says, "We sound just like Tool, buy our CD." Like all these kids were like standing around it.
That's awesome.
No, they were punk. They were for sure. Anyway,
Just completely like not like Tool. So just like
right.
piracy.
The greatest punk thing to do too.
Yeah, it is.
Why do you
It's a
sound like
very-
Eminem? You say you sound like Tool.
Oh, all right. Moving along to me. Throwing a man tantrum in the service industry. So this Sunday, doing the meat raffle, had to basically diffuse this awkward situation where the bartender, who's someone who's like you could kind of used to, it's like, oh, does he got a hair up his butt today, or sand in his fannies? Because it's just like all grumpy pants, and it's just kind of one of those people where it's just like you get the sense like you're just not a people person. Like, why are you still working in the service industry? Like, you can't not express how frustrated and pissed you are with
complacent and lazy to go find another job.
maybe, or he's or just an alcoholic. I don't know. Like but it's not that he doesn't drink on the job any more than any bartender. But it's
I never
He
drink on
literally,
the
like,
job. I
threw
smoke
this-
on the job, but I don't drink on the job.
through this
Bring it
fit
over here.
kind of where and it's like in the middle of the meat raffle where sure it's this group of who's already having a bad day, whatever, but this family where it's like older boomers, mother, father, and their adult son and his girlfriend or adult daughter and her boyfriend, whatever. And they had a mediocre drink chip. And he goes up and he orders this beer that's like, too much for just that chip. It's that chip's worth $5.50. Instead of being like, well, this chip will only cover $5.50, so it'll be another $1.50. He's just, this chip ain't worth that. Throws it back at it. And then the keg blew. And so the guy was just like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom, and left his chip there. And then the bartender has this fit where he's like, he just ordered. He ordered and left. Ordered and walked away. I ain't putting up with this shit. And like threw the beer chip at the family that's still sitting down in the booth.
Wow.
Made the scene so that the entire bar, the bar wasn't packed, but there were people in, there was a corner booth in the back, like people all around, to where everybody is just like, what just happened? And the family was trying to figure out what was happening. He threw an empty bottle into the recycling and then slammed the kitchen flap doors, to go into the back. And it's just like, what the? And I'm on the microphone, like this. I was like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's let Greg have a moment there. And
just like you always help in these situations.
Yep.
Right.
Fan the flames.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. I'm out.
The
ashtray poking the bear.
well, fuck. I had to take, I guess. What else was I gonna do? I was like, let him have a moment, and then I went over, and talked to the family, and because they tried to figure out what happened, because like because no one really knew what happened, other than that the bartender just threw a fit and like threw a drink chip like back at this family who were just there, like
Is
to
this
have
like a
some
main
beers.
bartender? Like this dude, like the bartender, or like
He's the only bartender. Yeah. So
only bartender?
And he was the only bartender, so it's just me left there to take over, to like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's lighten the mood. So like,
you should have just been like, everyone get your own.
Let's let Greg have a moment. And I'll, figure in. So
that top shelf down here.
The yeah, so it essentially was like, because the guy then finally came out of the bathroom. He's like, "What's the matter?" Because everybody's just like, and I'm trying to talk to the family. I'm like, because I'm like, what did he try to order? I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, let me try to customer service this situation and get back to the fucking program. And he was like, "What's the matter?" Like, now he wasn't even aware of the tantrum that just happened when he left to go to the bathroom. And it's like, I'm trying to explain, like, well, I think the bartender interpreted that you like placed an order and just like walked away. He's like, well, the keg blew, so I figured he had to put the new one on. And it's like, and I even told him, I was like, because I don't know where Greg was at, bartender, like, but fuck, it's just like, I basically was like, oh, I'm like, well, I think he was having a bad day and maybe a little sand in his pants. And like getting the
sand
crowd
in his pants.
You got to lighten the mood up, right? He did come back though and apologize to the family, blah blah blah. But now he apparently, he's like,
had
quit.
Compton meal.
Well,
He
the thing is
quit?
also, well, yeah, he's like, I just can't do this anymore. He's one of those people though that like, who won't hesitate to say, I've been in this industry for 19 years, blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, dude. You've been in this industry for 19 years, but you do nothing but bitch whenever anyone's difficult, or like, oh, they put separate orders. They're making separate orders, and they want the bill split, and it's a big group.
But
like,
that's, okay, having separate orders or having the bill split is not difficult.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, it's part of the job. You put up with that bullshit, you smile, and you get their tip.
The guy who wants to bitch.
Yeah, a guy that wants. They're always guys. There's always there are always three main people you'll find in the restaurant: the guy who wants to be a manager and tells everybody what to do, but was not a good job himself; the chick who fucks everybody, and the one guy who bitches. Okay,
The guy bitches. Yeah.
You always
yeah,
find those three main people in
is a
restaurants.
bitcher.
Yeah.
He is a bitcher, and he came from he worked for years prior at a local coffee house. Roasted and grinded their own beans. But like, yeah, as a coffee, like day-to-day coffee guy, it's like, it's a lot easier to bitch about people when you're just slinging coffee. But like as a bartender serving food, bringing food out too, like
Well, that's because you have to spend more time with people.
Instead of being like, hey,
insane stories,
ladies and gentlemen, like, hey, like I'm the only bartender working today, so when you're ready to order, just come up to the bar. Instead of saying it like that, it's like, it's only one bartender here, so if you want something, come up to me. It's like, dude, man, like you're just being a fucking dick right off the bat. No wonder everybody's tipping you shit.
Yeah, and
you're getting
also
pissed.
like when you have like a smaller bar, people go there for the meat raffle. There's fucking Packer game or whatever. People are fucking getting drunk.
Packer game is going on at the same time.
Like you do. I mean, yeah, I know.
You've been there.
Right. I'm not like totally on the ball. Plus, I've never worked in a fucking service industry, so I don't know the protocol.
So
yeah, you just come, you sit down.
Right. It's like,
and all of a sudden the bartender yells at you, "Hey, I'm the only person here, so come up." It's like, okay, sorry.
Dude, people will call. People will call the restaurant like, "Hey, are you open today?" Yeah, I answered the phone.
No, I'm actually robbing the place.
Really? See, I'm just calling to see if you're open.
No, they're not.
I don't work here. We're trying to break into a safe. Don't call.
It's just kind of like I had that split second where I'm like, I don't even work here.
Right?
But it's
I
like,
wouldn't have done shit. I would have been like, I don't know what to tell you.
I do work, but the thing is, like, I still represent. Like, I work here in the sense that, like, I do the meat raffle. That's all I do. Like,
so.
And you
but
also, so you're
you're
well,
a
so
subcontractor.
Sure,
You're a subcontractor.
But
You ain't got to do fucking bartend.
Yeah, that's because that's why you don't understand. Like, I have to maintain that atmosphere of the fun time of the meat raffle. Like, I can't just sit there and not do anything and let like it fucking crickets go. Like, I took it over, I smoothed it over, everybody got lighthearted.
You could.
Yes, I could, but I'd be a fucking poor showman.
Or
but
be a white American.
It's it's like, come on, someone said this guy's 50. Like, I knew he was in his 40s, but it's like, really? You've been working as in the service industry that long, like you can't even control your fucking pissy ass emotions.
There was that one dude at Pizza Hut.
He's also a flaming thespian, so that doesn't help.
That had worked there for fucking, I don't know, 30 years or some shit. He's like 57 years old. He's just like a cook during the day. And that dude was like, he bitched constantly, just like what you're talking about, and then just freaked out one day and left after like 30 years.
Okay, so I've got a better story. This guy at Macaroni Grill, we did $100,000 a month at this restaurant. One of the guys was going to Spain to teach English or whatever. The last day there, he had a party of like 8, and they tipped him like all in change. It was like $7 in change.
Oh.
It was one single bill. It was like it was all together, and it was like a $100-some bill, but he tipped like $7 in change. So he takes the change and like runs out as they're leaving. He runs out and throws it at the car. like $7 in change, just throws it at the car. Yeah. And the guy's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Well, you keep it. Obviously, you need more than I do." It was also it was his last day of his 2 weeks notice. It was the best Sunday I've ever had at my job. It was fucking awesome.
He was just waiting for that fucking blow up.
Right. I mean, but he's also one of those guys who bitched about like people who bitch about the tips they get. I'm like, look, that's $5 you didn't have. Okay. Yeah, they might have tipped you $5 on $5 on 50, but it's $5
it's part of the industry. Like if you haven't accepted that you're gonna have people like shit groups, you just got to deal with.
Right.
You smile, you eat their shit, and like maybe you'll get a little better tip than just being a fucking asshole back to them. You're not
Like,
really
anyway,
winning anything
smile
more.
and believe there should be, but you can also give it back. For God's sakes, like there are a lot of people who understand that. Like I had a guy come like I make $200 a shift in the morning, and I talk shit to people all day. He's like, how do you do that? I'm like, it's just they know
Oh,
me.
yeah,
It's
it's
fucking, that's how I
rapport.
do. Yeah, rapport.
People
Exactly.
love to
So-
come talk to Teddy.
So I'm going to tell the story that I was going to tell before Teddy interrupted me a while ago. So anyway, that guy that I was talking about was like, I don't know if he was mentally retarded or what, or just really liked the Lord of the Rings, but he carried around like a big Gandalf staff,
What?
right? Yeah, like a walking stick, right? Like, because he would like walk to the bus stop and shit to go home. And I was super high one day, and I came in, and he's holding that, like waiting to leave, and I just went, "Thou shalt not pass!" like really loud, and like scared the shit out of him. And he like really never talked to me.
Oh my god. Okay, so if because he mentioned Lord of the Ring, I'll say it after the show. Then I'm sorry, running over on time. Go ahead.
Are we still doing the show?
Oh yeah. So then
Yeah.
we got Teddy yet. Nintendo sues a man for $25. Well, you went off a Gandalf tangent. Couldn't help.
Okay, so before I do this Nintendo sues a guy for $200, I've searched this and I've only found this story on like GBA net and things like that. So it doesn't sound like it's true. Nintendo has sued multiple ROM people who ran those ROM companies and they
Mhm.
because Nintendo is so stupid they won't release the games that people want to re-release the games that people want to play. So this is from harddrive.net. They sued a guy from Virginia who sold who sold his Nintendo 64 on eBay for $25.
Oh, I saw some headline about this or something.
Right? Yeah. I've tried to find like real headlines about it, but I couldn't find it. So it might be real, it might be false, but fuck Nintendo, 'cause they do fuck shit like this all the time. What was funny about it, if it is real, fuck Nintendo, because they only sued him for $25.
What was he
and
selling on eBay?
it's
N64.
N64.
Doesn't people do that all the time?
Right, yeah. That's what I said. It might be fake. I couldn't find it on any real. It's on Reddit. It's on harddrive.net, which is where I got this from, and a bunch of other forums and sites like that. But it's not on any real big news thing.
Because the
How can they? I mean,
Right.
that'd be like
Well,
fucking.
okay, so
Samsung
here's
selling
the
me
thing.
'cause I
Okay, so
resold my TV, suing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly. That's why I think it might be fake. But like I said, Nintendo does fuck shit like this all the time. So fuck Nintendo.
just to
But if it
keep
is
people
fake-
scared.
If it is fake, it's still funny as shit. Because the last president of Nintendo America, his name is Reggie Fils-Aimé. The new guy name is Doug Bowser,
Right.
which is the fucking,
really?
which is really, yeah, right, which is the main
That's
which is the
great.
main villain for every Mario game. Bowser
Yeah.
kidnaps princess. So I'm like,
Great.
this is why the guy got the job. So the fucking unique part of it is if it's real, fuck Nintendo for doing this shit. If it's false, then the people who made the story are fucking awesome. Because if it says like they sued the guy, and a representative from Nintendo, which is Doug Bowser, said that here at Nintendo we are dedicated to maintaining Nintendo's long established identity. And as such, we cannot simply comply and let our players also be the ones buying and selling the units we that we and okay, so sorry. I suck at reading shit alive.
Teddy, this sounds like an onion.
It does sound like an onion article. That's why I said if it's real, fuck Nintendo. If it's not, it's so
Right.
funny as shit.
It's okay.
So they
Still
said-
like our podcast.
Right.
Fuck
So
us.
anyway, Doug Bowser said we cannot allow them to be selling the units and dictating the prices and terms of sale. This disrupts the relationship between us and the public and really threatens our perception as a family-friendly company. That is why we will sue any man, woman, or child that so even draws.
Man, woman, or child.
Picture of
Okay,
Mario.
yeah, this is fake as
Yeah,
shit.
it's fake as fuck. Man, woman,
Sue every
child.
man, woman, and child. I
Yeah.
mean, that is pretty funny, but
But if you search the internet, you will find
There's like
find
memes
tons of
about it and
stories.
shit.
Yeah, I've been seeing memes about it.
Right, and tons of stories about Nintendo being assholes, and it's because of gamers like me who steal their. I've stolen tons.
Gamers
of
like me who
Nintendo
steal their shit and try to sell it again. How dare they?
I don't try to resell it. If
they're mad that you stole their shit, huh? Weird.
It'd be awesome. So that's my fucking thing. Just let us play the old game we want to play.
Flattered that we stole their shit, huh?
I mean,
Yeah,
but they
right.
should be. But instead of making money off of it, they restrict it. So yeah, we're gonna steal it.
Yeah,
okay?
because
Get sued up in here.
they want you to use their fucking Nintendo Online shit.
Right, but they don't. On that Nintendo Online, they don't release the games. They should. They have a
They don't
catalog
have all the
Nintendo
games you want.
and SNES games, and they don't. I mean,
They don't
didn't
have
release.
any SNES games.
I couldn't say what. I'm sorry. What?
Did you say they don't have any SNES games?
They have NES and SNES games. I cannot play Super Metroid until like 6 months ago on my Switch unless I stole the fucking game or owned an SNES that played the cartridge. Okay.
You're the video game equivalent of Fish Fan.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
And Fish.
Yes, I am, and I'm okay with that.
Just
But they
bitching about,
could have
like,
made
a bootleg
Nintendo
from
could make so much more
1997,
legal money
like
off
Japanese
of me
only.
if they
Or
sold
something.
me 4 versions of SNES version of Metroid, which I would have bought.
Teddy.
But they didn't, so I stole 4 fucking versions of SNES Metroid.
That'll teach them.
Yeah, goddamn right it will.
Gonna bankrupt
right.
Nintendo.
In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Gandalf's Taylor. That's our show. We're going to be here every Wednesday or Thursday night, 10 p.m. Central, so make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. You can also Twitter us at No One Gives a Fuck. Do we have a Twitter again?
No,
can't.
Teddy's going to
Just-
make a
just
new
keep
one.
going.
We're
Teddy's gonna
banned.
make a new one.
We will.
All right.
We will.
We're gonna get a TikTok.
Like us, share us, or fuck us, or give us a downvote. I'd love a downvote. I'm the Ashtray.
I'm Oracle.
I'm Mystic.
Yeah,
I'm Teddy, and I just admitted to stealing video games from Nintendo. I'm sorry, fellas.
Right,
Oh
dude.
shit!
Yeah,
the
right.
fucking, they're gonna show up in force,
Yeah,
dude.
you know, we won't get flagged for playing those videos
my
on
God.
loop in the
Already.
background. We'll get
I'm gonna
flagged
load
for
up-
you admitting to
I'm gonna load up my
stealing
emulator
Nintendo.
and play a bunch of stolen Nintendo and SNES games right now.
Fucking throwing star comes through the window and hits Teddy in the neck right now.
Yeah, all right.
Don't you jinx me,
It
goddammit.
goes dark.